Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome to Psychic Tapestry. I'm Ken Kessler, and she is Toni DeMaio. Hi, Toni.
Hi, Ken, and hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday.
And it is Tuesday, and we are live the last Tuesday of September, if you can believe that. September 26th. Phone lines are open. 347-838-9903 is the number. There are a couple other ways you can connect. If you are listening on Blog Talk Radio, you can scroll down, pop in the chat room, and join us there. You can also connect through social media, facebook.com/Psychic Tapestry or @Psychic Tapestry on Twitter. The phone's the best because you may have follow-up questions for us. We might have them for you, and the back and forth of the conversation is a lot easier on the phone. But you could be working or you could be doing something that makes it difficult or even impossible to call in, or maybe you just don't want to. You don't like the sound of your voice on the radio. You want the anonymity. Could be something else that we haven't even thought of. Whatever the reason, that's why all those other options are available to you. So there. Tonight, before we get to your calls, tonight I wanted to talk about something that I'm sure all of us have dealt with from time to time. When you have been away from your spiritual path, your metaphysical path, however you, whatever language you like to use to describe what you're doing, and you want to make your way back. Sometimes it can be a little daunting. Sometimes you feel like, I can't even remember the last time I meditated. I don't know what I should do to get back into it. We wanted to take a little time to talk about what we've done and offer you some suggestions so that it doesn't feel like such an uphill battle, because it shouldn't. But we do this to ourselves. We do. We're so hard on ourselves.
That's what we were talking about, too.
Yeah. And I don't even know how that started. Maybe it's just the nature of being human. I don't know. Toni, I know that you had some things that sort of took you, I don't know if it really took you away or not.
I've kind of always been on it. The one consistent thing for me, I haven't always my whole life meditated as much as I should. But the one thing that's been consistent has been the fact that my entire life, from birth till now, I've known every single day that I'm not alone and that I have a guidance team. So I always check in with them every day. So that's been my consistent. So that's the thing that I never don't do. But then there have been times when I've gotten really guilty, and then I'll start a gratitude journal again, and write down several things that I'm grateful for every day, or I'll start my meditation at a certain time and try to be more disciplined with it. Things like that. Right? Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. I know for me, I moved across the country just over 3 years ago. I had a death in the family, and I moved to help take care of one of my relatives, and to also and also for a new job, and it was a lot of upheaval, and it was just a difficult, challenging time, and a lot of the things that I usually do went away, just because.
Yeah, you probably didn't have time.
Yeah, just because I got so busy building a new life and figuring out where I fit and all of that kind of stuff. And really, it's kind of crazy when you think about it, because that's the time that you need it most when you're struggling like that. But it's also a time when we push that stuff away because we just get the attitude of, I don't have time. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to do this thing at night, and I started doing it again now, but not every night, where I did gratitude. And I did,
Yeah,
I came up with 11 things that I'm grateful for from that day. And I got to tell you, when I was doing it every day, it changed my life. It made me feel so many wonderful things and so much better about the universe and my place in it and everything. And I know that sounds almost simplistic, but it's true.
No,
it was true for me.
I believe it. Mm-hmm.
And I picked the number 11. I do the 11:11 songs almost every day on social media, where I pick 11 songs, or the universe picks 11 songs and gives them to me that I send out as a way to give a message or hope or nostalgia or just some good feelings to whoever's timeline it shows up in. So 11 has been a big number for me, and I wanted it to be a number that was big enough so it mattered, but not so big that it became overwhelming. So that's certainly something that you can try. You can do it at night. You can do it in the morning. You can do it whenever you want, just to come up with 11 things. And the way that I did it, some of the things were the same every single day, because I was still grateful for my wife and my kids and my dog and my home, and for music and angels and guides that have come into my life to help me, to support me, just to be around. So a lot of those things were the same every day, but it gave me a moment to think about each of them and to be grateful. And it also meant that I still had to come up with 5, 6, however many other things that had happened that day. And I used to do that every day, but I got out of the habit of that when I got moved and I got so busy, and the days were long and tough. And at the end of the day, I just want to go to sleep. I don't want to think anymore. I don't want to do anything more. And I would be aware of it, and still at night I fall into bed and I'm done. I want to sleep. I don't want to work anymore. And it just got easier and easier not to do it until a long time had passed. And the thing about that sort of thing is, and the thing about any really sort of metaphysical practice that you do that you're used to doing and you feel good about doing, and then you miss a day or you miss 2 days, or suddenly it's a week or it's a month or it's however long it is, you feel guilty about it because you're human. You feel like maybe you made a deal with your guides or your angels or whoever that you were going to take this seriously and you were going to work on it and you were going to do that. And you feel a little guilty that you didn't do that, and you're worried that your guides are disappointed in you, or your angels or ancestors or whoever. And that's not true. Your guides love you.
Very much so.
Your guides and your angels love you no matter what you do. I mean, certainly they would like it if you would do some of the things they sort of tried to guide you to do, but they're not gonna give up on you. They're not gonna be disappointed in you. They get that sometimes it's tough, and that most of us are just doing the best we can. And if you can't summon the energy to be able to do your 11 gratitude things, or your gratitude journal, or your meditation, or whatever it is, don't beat yourself up about it. Every day is a chance to start again. And so start slow. Don't feel like, the other thing we do is that we feel like we need to get right back in where we were. So I haven't done the gratitude thing in a while. I'm going to start tonight, and I'm going to, and just every night, and And then we feel worse because we can't keep up that pace that we just tried to dive back into. So don't sabotage yourself.
That's a good one. That's what we do.
Yeah. Just, okay, I'm going to do that gratitude thing that Ken was talking about. I'm going to do 12 things because 12 is a number for me. And I'm going to do that tonight. I'm going to do that tonight, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'll do it tomorrow night. Maybe I'll do it on Thursday. Maybe it's a weekend thing.
Yeah.
You just figure it out for you. Works what feels best. And once you start to get into the habit of doing that, maybe you do it on Thursday and Sunday. Okay? Mm-hmm. Maybe you only do it on Thursday. Then after you have done that for a few Thursdays, maybe you're going to throw in Sunday. Then you'll do it Thursday and Sunday. And then suddenly you'll find that you want to do it on Tuesday also. And then you just work your way back and you fill in the other days. You fill in the other days as best you can. But you're not competing with anybody else. You're not doing a recipe. You don't have to. You decide how much you're going to do. I'm going to meditate for 5 minutes on Saturday when everybody else is doing other things, and I have the place to myself for a couple hours. I'm going to meditate, and do that. And then maybe you'll do that again next Saturday. And maybe you'll do it next Saturday and next Wednesday afternoon. And so on and so on. Do what feels right to you and give yourself a break. Because whatever happened that took you away from, or that you feel took you away from your path, because it didn't really take you away. It just stopped you from doing some of the rituals that you were comfortable with and that made you feel more connected. But whatever it was that happened needed to happen for you.
True.
Was maybe a learning experience, was maybe something that had to happen so that you could get to the next place on your path. Whatever it was. But don't let yourself fall into that trap where you feel like, I can't even meditate like I'm supposed to. You know, there's no meditate like you're supposed to. Meditate however it works for you. I haven't mentioned this in a while. I meditate a little differently than a lot of people do.
You absolutely do.
The music that I use is usually concert performances. Sometimes it's Sinatra. Sometimes it's the Rolling Stones. Sometimes it's Nirvana. It varies, but it works for me.
Exactly.
And you can find what works for you. I tried to meditate to stereotypical kind of new agey music that a lot of people do meditate to. And I don't mean to disparage that in any way. If that works for you, that's great. It didn't work for me. And in fact, I remember talking to one of my guides while I was trying to meditate to that sort of music, and the music was annoying them to the point where they said, you need some different music. I can't take it. I'll come back another time. So but you have to do what works for you. Some people don't use music at all, and that's okay too.
Yeah, I'm getting into that more and more. I tend to do it in total silence. It's amazing.
People do total silence. People do
powerful
nature sounds like you can find rainforest or ocean waves or
I do that.
Just a thunderstorms, whatever works for you is right. And if you haven't done it for a while, don't set yourself up that you've got to get right back in and I'm going to do a 20-minute meditation. If you haven't meditated in a while, meditating for 20 minutes can be tough. Try 3 minutes, maybe 5.
Yeah, right.
Because nobody's keeping score. So you don't have to jump right in and, I was doing 20 minutes and so I got to get right back in and do 20 minutes every day. If you haven't been doing it for a while, you're setting yourself up for disappointment, because it's going to be difficult to just jump right back in like that. Now, for some who are listening to this, that it may work just fine doing that, and that's okay. This is your periodic reminder that any advice in this area that I give is what has worked for me. Your mileage may vary. If you are fine with it and you can step right back in after being off for a few months, and you can step right back in and be meditating for 20 minutes every night and be right up to date in your gratitude journal or your 11 gratitude things or whatever else you do. If you can step right back in, that's great. Most of us, it's a little challenging, and that's okay. And I wanted to mention that tonight, not just because it's okay, but I know for a lot of people, it does feel like a failure. I stopped doing it, and I can't. I'm so far behind. You're not behind.
No.
There's no behind. Yeah, everybody does it at their own pace. It's not, you're not gonna get any grades. You're not going to be, you don't have to do X number of minutes meditating before you get passed up to the next level. I know some people do talk about that they, after they've meditated for a while, it changes, and it does for some people. And for others, it's the same, and that's okay. It's not the same for everybody. Was there anything that was I know you said you're always.
I'm always talking to my guides. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one constant. So, yeah, but there have been times, like if there's a death in the family, something like that. That'll stop you for a while. It's just, and then you have to work because you have to work and do your work, and there are certain things you have to do. So, yeah, I think with age, I've gotten to the point where I cut myself a lot of slack at this age that I didn't when I was younger,
And that's just something that we all need to be able to figure out how to do. Just cut ourselves some slack.
There are times when I just say, hey, you just went through something. Relax. Who cares? Give it a rest. Wait until you feel like doing it, or wait until you can fit it in, or wait until you feel it again. Whatever it might be. Yeah, I'm pretty good I'm getting better at self-care, and I was terrible at it. I would say 25 years ago, in my 50s, I was really bad at self-care. I was caring for everybody else, and I was the last person that was on, that I gave any thought to, which is really crazy. So that's changed a lot, and But as far as the spiritual stuff, yeah, I cut myself slack. And I just had that knee replacement, and the pain levels were so high, I couldn't meditate because I couldn't even think. But I could talk to my guides. And interestingly enough, when I would close my eyes, I felt like several of my departed pets were in the bed with me, and a couple of my guides, which I thought was kind of weird, actually. My bed isn't that big. But I could feel these people with my eyes closed. I could feel them like laying next to me on either side. And I could feel that the pets were all snuggled up and they were just comforting me. It was so amazing. But that was the extent of my spiritual practice, was just, conferring with these guys and saying, hey, thanks, guys, for hanging out with me. There's nowhere to get away from this thing. I just have to go through it till I get to the other side, Because it's like a 3-month healing thing, so. But, and then after things got better, I was able to add things back in. And I'm still doing that. So actually, I'm kind of one of the people you're talking about, and I didn't even realize it when you first brought it up. Yeah. And now I'm back to meditating. Yeah.
I have more than once made deals or attempted to make deals with various guides and ancestors and angels.
Right.
And I'm human, so I've blown it every single time. Whether it was changes in my behavior, I promised I was going to get at least 7 hours of sleep every night. I have promised I was going to meditate every day, and I've blown it. And it's not the kind of thing where they're like, you know what, you couldn't even do the simplest of things that we agreed you were going to do. I'm out of here. Never happened.
No.
I remember the first time that I did that, and I felt that this particular guide was around, and I thought, oh, now I'm going to get it. I've been working too hard. This other stuff happened. I haven't been getting the 7 hours of sleep that I promised I was going to get. Now I'm going to hear it. And I didn't at all. Instead,
you didn't, no?
I got so much compassion, I could almost taste it. It was drowning in it. It was one of the most amazing things I've ever felt. And it was so unexpected because I thought I was in trouble. And it's just, very human to feel like you've blown it. But your guides aren't going to do that to you. They're not going to punish you. They love you. They're part of your team.
They do.
They want you to have the best life you can have.
Absolutely.
And that's really it. And if you mess up, you're not disappointing them. The only disappointment is that they're sorry that you're not happy. But they want you to be happy. So if you need, take some time. If you need to get back into it, if you're ready to get back into things, think about the things that you used to do and try and put them back in somewhere. And it doesn't have to be as often. Just try and get back into it. I know for me, one of the things that always helped me was going to a metaphysical shop, because there's that smell of sage and other things, and there's
really
all the rocks. It's a great feeling, whether you spend a nickel or not. I mean, I'm sure that they would like it if you would spend more than a nickel. But to be able to go in and soak up some of that atmosphere can help clear your head, can help make you feel, oh, this is what I've been missing.
Connected. It really connects you.
Yeah.
It does.
And maybe that can help get you back where you feel like you need to be. But be good to yourself. And understand you're not the only person this has ever happened to. And, just because maybe you have some friends who are into this kind of stuff too, and they all seem to be cooking along at a great pace, and you can't keep up, that's okay. It's not the same for everybody. Do what works for you. And if it means meditating for 3 minutes Saturday afternoon, then do that. And you'll feel better once you've done it. And don't feel like, oh, now I got to get back on a schedule. No, just put things back in as you can. And the rest will take care of itself.
Absolutely.
I hope that makes sense and didn't sound too preachy.
It does. No, and it was exactly right, because that's what I did. When the pain was gone and my knee was better, I just started adding things back in just like naturally, and I'm all back to where I was. And also started working again, because I do this all day, every day, but pretty much, the reading. But I wasn't able to do it for 2.5 months. So that was amazing. It's different.
I have a kind of big day tomorrow. It is the anniversary of the last time I saw a loved one. And I didn't know at the time that was going to be the last time. I mean, most of the time we just don't know. And it's knowing that that day is coming has become a heavy load that I carry every year about this time. And it gets in my way. It stops me from doing some of the things that I want to do, need to do. It's tough. And I miss them so very much. Even though I know that I can pretty much talk to them anytime I want.
Yep.
Which is a gift I am so very grateful for. But it's not the same. And it's so weird that something like that would keep me from doing some of the metaphysical things that I usually do, because it's something that I should celebrate. And I was lucky to have this person in my life for as long as I did. Yeah. And I know that they're still around. And my dogs are barking at them in the background. I don't know. But I know it's coming tomorrow, and there's going to be some grief and some sadness, and it's okay. And one of the things I do know is that I need to feel that stuff. I need to feel it. I need to experience it and process it, and that's what's going to happen. And that's something that has made doing some things a little bit difficult, but I'm doing the best I can. And I know from past experience that once tomorrow is over, things will sort of get back to a semblance of normalcy. And I'm allowing myself that. And that is tough. But we're all just doing the best we can.
That's it.
And
that's for sure.
I don't want to belabor the point, so I hope that helps. If you are hanging on the line and we get to talk to you and you have any suggestions, we'd be glad to hear about how you got back on track or how you think someone else might be able to feel like they're back on track. We'd be happy to hear that. Our number is 347-838-9903. Before we completely shift gears here and get to your calls, we should probably explain ourselves. So, Toni, why don't you tell everybody who you are and why you're here and what you're going to do?
Okay. My name is Toni DeMaio. I was born as a psychic and a medium. And let's see, what else should I tell you? I'm also an author of metaphysical fiction. And something wonderful happened, Ken. I didn't get a chance to tell you during our hiatus. I have not been doing much with my writing. I have a whole book that I have to finish editing and get back out there. Thought I would go check on Amazon because my books are back on Amazon. I got my rights back from the various publishers and put them back out there during the pandemic, like in 2000. So
Right.
I have 4 books in print. But anyway, I do get a monthly check. I don't even really check to see what it is. It goes right in my account. But I know it's not enough to live on. But I went and checked, and there were hundreds of reviews, just new reviews. People are reading my books. So I just want to say thank you in case that's any of you guys. That was very exciting to me because that's my next goal is to get back into, doing something about my writing. But anyway, I do that. I'm also a life coach, which I haven't been doing as much of that. Or you could say that I do it all the time. It's one or the other. It's kind of one of the things I'm always doing. And I also do my specialty, which I will do for you this evening, which is talking to the guides and angels. Which I had said that's the one consistent in my life. So my guides and angels are who I read through, and they can talk to yours in an instant. And hopefully you get them exactly what you're looking for in the reading. That is my goal and my hope. So that's what we'll be doing tonight. I think that's all you need to know for now. I'm going to give you back to Ken. Yep.
Okay. I'm Ken Kessler, and I fly the plane here. I am I'm a psychic and a psychic medium and a music intuitive. I get most of the information I get from my guides and angels comes in the form of music or from guides and angels that have a music connection, because that's just how I'm wired. And for the purposes of tonight's podcast, I have a playlist going randomly. Tonight is Psychic Jukebox number 4. There's 5,352 songs on this. I started it shuffling randomly before we began, and I invite my guides and angels and your guides and angels to give me the song that's the message for you. So when we pick up your call, I'll let you know what's playing and what I think it means for you. And sometimes I could just mention the artist and the song, and it gives you something just click instantly. You get an image of someone, or you know what it means right away, and maybe it's not even the same thing that I say, and that's okay. That's how it works. Spirit and angels like to give us, as the readers, what you need to know, and sometimes it's just as simple as me mentioning the song. I posted on social media earlier when we were getting ready for tonight's podcast that I was guided to share the song Surf City by Jan and Dean. And
I remember that.
There could be a lot of things that means to you, whether it's a favorite vacation spot, whether that's a song that reminds you of somebody. There could be a lot of things that means for you. And that's a little bit, I don't want to get too into it because I feel like somebody is listening that song was for, so I don't want to intrude. But anyway, that's the kind of thing. It's like right now there's a song called Everything's All Right by the New Beats that's playing, and maybe you don't know that song, but the message of that is that everything is okay. We get kind of bogged down in stuff, but if you think about something that might have been bothering you 5 years ago, it's gone now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not there anymore. We make these things bigger. We make problems bigger than they have to be, and stuff that you were stressing about even last year doesn't have that lasting power. So everything really is all right. Everything is going to be okay. You just have to believe that, and you're powerful enough to do that. So that's what I will be doing tonight. I also want to mention that I'm posting a link to Toni's author page on Amazon, because I haven't done that in a while, and you should go check it out. And
I should update it. I should be
Well,
pointing it
yeah,
out
you
yet.
probably should. Well, I just took a look at it, and I don't want to get too off track here because I want to get to some calls.
Yeah.
But I see that Friends in High Places, which I think is your latest, right?
No, it's not. It was before even the trilogy came out. It's the one that I wrote with Samantha, my daughter who passed.
Right.
People are
right.
loving it. People are loving it.
Right. Well, I just noticed that it's in Kindle Unlimited, which means that for people who have that, you can read it on your device for free.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
All
that's
my
pretty
books
cool.
are on Kindle Unlimited. Yeah.
How cool is that?
That's part of
and
what
I just
yeah.
and you were mentioning about all these reviews, and I looked at this and I see, wow, 106 reviews, and the stars go all the way across. So that's pretty cool too. Wow.
I know, and I made no effort. I put nothing into it. This is incredible.
Wow.
I need to work on this stuff.
I will post a link to Toni's author page on Amazon. It'll be at the top of our Facebook and Twitter feeds, so you can check that out maybe after you listen to the podcast, and you can click the link and go take a look at her books. But
thank you.
Anyway. Oh, you're very welcome. Anyway, the number is 347-838-9903, and now that I've over-explained everything, let's start grabbing some phone calls.
Yeah.
Hi, thanks so much for hanging on. What's your first name? Hi, if you're calling from area code 703, this is you.
Hi, it's Andrea. Sorry.
That's okay. Hi, Andrea. Where are you calling from?
Virginia.
And how can we help you tonight?
Well, I'm just still wondering if you still see a new job in my future. I didn't get any of the other ones, but so do you still see one possibly in October coming through?
Okay, dear. Have you been, of course, filling out applications and applying and getting the resume out there?
I've had several interviews, just no offers yet. I actually have a phone interview coming up on Thursday.
I love it. That sounds really good. That feels very powerful. And I have two abundance cards for you in a row, and they're both talking about like going through something difficult, like what's happening now. And it's a picture on the card of two women, or one is older than the other. Could be sisters or friends, and they're holding hands. And it says there are times when everyone needs a hand. And your angels and guides want you to know that you needn't go through the current challenges that you're experiencing alone. Accept the help of those around you. And they're saying this situation that you've been going through that you're asking about right now is only temporary. And actually, it's going to lead to something even better than you ever imagined. And they're also saying this is the time, this is actually about your career, because they're saying this may not be the right time to become self-employed. Be patient because you are going to get an offer very soon. So that was very specific, and I just shuffled there and that popped out. And then the next card is another abundance card. It's called the Six of Abundance. And they're saying that heaven is opening its loving arms and wanting to pour abundance upon you. And an unexpected gift is on the way. So expect it with gratitude. Accept it with gratitude and humility, knowing that there will be a time in the future when you can return that generosity by giving or paying forward to someone else in the future, or maybe offering someone a job. Specifically, you may even be in that position in the future. So I would say absolutely you are going to get the job of your dreams. And I have a third card that popped out, so I have to give it to you. It said your passions will lead to your divine life purpose. Be sure to be doing what you love and have confidence in all your talents, all your abilities. Be sure to learn everything there is to know about your interests. If you need to take classes or brush up on something or team up with a mentor, allow your creativity to soar. You cannot go wrong, and things will go your way. So I can say without a doubt that the end of this issue is very, very very soon, I would say. And you said Thursday is your interview. It'll be in the afternoon?
Yeah, the phone interview Thursday, and it's literally 10 minutes down the road from my house.
Perfect, Andrea. I feel it so strongly for you. I'm going to just send you extra prayers on Thursday.
Thank you.
Writing that down.
Thank you.
And now you're welcome, honey. And you have such beautiful energy. You would be such a wonderful addition to any workplace. So they just have to bring you in. I think you're needed. And I'm going to give you to Ken right now. And thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Andrea. The song that came up when we took your call is an old Jethro Tull song called "Reasons for Waiting." Any chance you know that song? Pretty sure you don't.
No.
Yeah, it was. I don't even think it was a single, let alone a hit. And this was really before most of us knew who Jethro Tull even was. It was like 1970, maybe 1969 when this came out. Anyhow, the gist of this is that whenever you're waiting for the right thing to happen, the right job, the right relationship, whatever, there are reasons that it doesn't happen right away. I know it sounds like a cop-out, and we don't like to hear that there are reasons for it and all, but the right job is coming for you. It just takes time for it to be ready and for you to be ready for it, so you recognize it. This job that you're interviewing for, you're waiting to hear from on Thursday?
Oh, no, interviewing.
Interviewing on Thursday. Okay. Is this the kind of thing, is this just a job to pay bills, or is this something that you really want to do?
Well, the job I have now I really don't care for, so it's kind of a mix of both. Okay.
Because the energy that you need to try and put out, and I know that this ain't easy, is that this is what you want, not that it's going to be just a little bit better than what you got, but it's mostly more of the same.
Well, that's what I have been doing, and I know such like getting opportunities. So I have been. Trust me.
Okay, good. Just keep that up. I know it's very easy for me to say that, but just keep that up, and you'll attract the right opportunity. But just understand that there are reasons that it might take a little while to get there, so that you're ready for it and it's ready for you. And I know that's tough. If you can, try and get the mindset that the job that you have right now, even though it ain't your favorite, is a means to an end, that it helps keep the lights on and keep food in the fridge and allows you the opportunity to keep reaching for something better. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely, yep.
Okay. Well, we will think good thoughts for you, and I hope that you get great news on Thursday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're very welcome. Have a good evening. Thank you for calling us.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. 347-838-9903 is our number. Hi, thanks so much for hanging on. What's your first name?
Joe.
Hi, Joe. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Texas, and it's nice to hear both of y'all's voices.
It's nice to hear yours too, Joe. How can we help you tonight?
Y'all are cracking me up. I think it's you that picks themes for the shows from when I've talked to Toni before. But they resonate so hard sometimes, it's not even funny. I'm laughing now because it is funny this night. I've been manifesting pretty hard and then obtaining and having to follow through on stuff. And it's getting pretty thick, and I'm doing it. And I'm on the right path and all this, and it's incredible. And some of it's probably too good. Now, my brother is not wanting to show up to therapy that he suggested. And I'd love to see what y'all have to say about that.
Okay.
Well, that's clear.
It is. But I already pulled a card for you. And I don't know if it's about your brother, but I'm going to give it to you. And I know that your brother, what I love about you asking for your brother is that you love him, you care about him, you want him to do well. That's a beautiful thing. And just knowing that it's going to help him. Just keep putting him in the arms of his angels. We had talked about that anyway. And that's all you can do. And one of these days, I bet you he's going to call you up and say, let's go. I'm ready now.
I feel surrounded now. It's incredible. But he suggested the growth, and I was overwhelmed. And I would just want him to get one seed. Is it going to happen, please?
I think it is going to happen, but it's going to happen on a different timetable than the one that you might want.
Yeah. Right.
But I'm going to give you this card now because it's like burning a hole in my little hand here.
Yes, ma'am.
The 6 of Action. What a wonderful experience for you. And the picture on the card is of like a little guy, like young, with a wreath around his neck, like he has done something amazing. It says your project is a total success. It's bringing you awards, recognition for your efforts and your creativity. It's a job well done. And they're saying that there's going to come a time when you'll be able to pay this forward. And you're just doing a great job. And I happen to know that you've had this amazing art show here in Houston that was so popular, and that you're, like, the word is traveling around the world about you. So you're just in an amazing place right now in your career. And the second card for you is Happy Change. So your angels have heard your prayers, and they have banded together to create real and joyful changes in your life. The events that have been on hold will begin to move forward, and great progress is now possible. And you may need to make some rapid decisions due to the suddenness of the activity, but be confident and trust the guidance you receive. I feel like that card is for you and your brother. And
it also resonates on what's going to happen next week, too.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that, too. Yeah, you've got a lot going on. You do.
Oh, this Friday I'm getting in my van and going northwest, and I'm going to pick up my art card, change, and then the next week we'll definitely change my art for the better. Definitely change my art. And that's what I'm going after. I wanted it, I asked for it, and I'm going to get it.
I love it. That's the way to go.
And it was just like a 180 from about 9-10 months ago. And I love the fact that you've been on my journey with me.
We love that we've been here for you, and that you've been able to be on our show too, because I love to see your journey too.
Yeah.
And don't we love Joe? And now I'm going to give you the 10. We do. We love Joe. Okay.
Hi, Joe.
Hi.
I bet you know the song that was playing when we picked up your call. Johnny Cash, Folsom Prison Blues.
Oh, yeah, I know that song. And it's one of the songs I sing really bad.
It's always tricky when somebody asks about somebody else making decisions, doing something with their life, whatever. But this song is about somebody who is stuck in Folsom Prison but can hear the world going on outside. Hear the train coming, and it keeps rolling, but I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. And I feel like that could be where he is. He can tell there's stuff going on.
Oh, it's in the past, yes.
Yeah. But he's going to have to figure that out, and he's going to have to be the one who does it.
Yeah.
No matter how much we hope that, or that we want to be the catalyst to get somebody to make that move so that they get out of whatever rut they're in, they're the ones ultimately that have to do it. Even if it were possible for you to get him out, it would just mean more to him and to his life if he did it himself.
No,
you get him out. Yeah, you get him out. There's a good chance that he's gonna. I mean, I don't see him going to prison, but
no, he's in his own prison.
Yeah.
His insecurities hold him tied down so bad.
Yeah.
I want one. I just want one seed, but he did. I brought some truth. He responded with let's heal, and I was shocked and didn't believe him. And he's sort of making me my truth, but I want him to come along. Me and my sister are going. I want him to join us, and I keep putting him in the Reiki circle. I keep giving him Reiki, and that's all I need.
And keep doing that. Keep doing that.
I love that your song nailed it. It nailed it. So that's fun. Energy is energy. It's weird.
Yeah. But yeah, keep sending the Reiki. Keep inviting. Because I just feel like sooner or later he's gonna accept, if for nothing more than to just shut you up about it. Fine. I've got a brother, so I get that. Okay, fine.
He's real good at being quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. He pulls it in. He does not. He doesn't even blow up, and then when he does, it's very small. So I wish he would just explode and get it over with.
Yeah.
But I've wanted him on my side since he was a kid, and he's resisted. So we're old. It's time to change.
That's true.
Well, we'll think good thoughts for you and your brother, Joe. Thanks for calling us tonight.
Thank you so much, and have a great night. And put me on hold, please.
You too.
Okay.
346.
I don't know why I'm giving out the phone number. We're running out of time here. Let's try and sneak one more in. Hi, thanks for hanging on. What's your first name?
Hi, my name is Christiana.
I'm sorry. Could you say that again?
Christiana.
Christiana. Okay. Where are you calling from?
Minnesota.
And how can we help you tonight?
I have a question. It's a little personal, but I really want insight on it. I believe I am getting a new job. It sounds like they really like me, and I'm just wondering if my background check will clear, because I'm concerned because of sometimes my juvenile record comes up. So I'm just wanting to know if it will clear and I'll get the job.
I would definitely, if there's any question, I would have a conversation about a juvenile. If you need to ask them, if they have any question about your background check, I would have the discussion, because juvenile records should not be considered for an adult job for sure. Yeah. Now I've got my pendulum going, and I'm asking my guides to ask your guides, will she clear? And they're telling me yes. Yes.
Okay.
And I feel like the guides are working in your favor. And now I want to give you a card also. And let's see. What is the message? Okay. This is a hopeful card. Okay, it's an action card. It said there is so much going on right now in your life that you may feel overwhelming. It may feel overwhelming to you. Yet it's wonderful to be busy with work that you love. So let's say that this card is saying that you're going to get that job because it would be work that you love. Express gratitude for the blessings of heaven that are taking up your time, even if life is challenging. And you may be asked to travel for work. Do so with confidence. And now I'm going to give you to Ken. And best of luck, sweetie. And I am rooting for you. We all are. Thank you for calling. Thank you.
Hi, Christiana. I forgive me for going through this so quickly, but we've only got a few minutes left, and Blog Talk Radio will cut us off whether we're ready or not. The song that came up is the song "Reason to Believe." This version by Rod Stewart, and one of the things that I think is really powerful is belief. It's kind of like what we were talking about with that previous caller, that if you worry about this coming up, that's the energy that you're sending out, and that's the kind of thing that will draw it to you. What you want to do is believe that, get to as calm a place as you can and believe that everything is going to be fine. The job is going to work out, and it's not, and there's nothing that's going to be a problem. Try and visualize what that would look like when they make the call or you get the email or however it is that they're going to communicate with you, that it's ready for the next step. If the next step is coming in for another interview, or the next step is coming in to fill out tax forms and stuff and go to your introductory meetings or whatever it is, try to visualize what that would look like and what it would feel like and how you would feel. And that's the energy that you want to try and put out there. And I know it's much easier for me to say that than to do it, but that's what you need to focus on. And once you start doing that, even if this isn't the one, that's the energy that you're putting out there, and you'll draw the right one to you. So that's something you just have to try and work on and send that out, and just figure out what's it going to feel like when they call and tell me I'm hired, that I'm the one they want. How am I going to feel? How am I going to feel knowing that I'm going in for the first day to fill out paperwork, to go to whatever introductory meetings, whatever, the first look at the employee handbook, meeting with HR, whatever it is that they do. Think about what that will look like and what that'll feel like, and that's what you want to focus on, and that's what you want to put out there. And I'm sorry to blast through that like that, but
no, it's okay.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for calling us. Blog Talk Radio is going to cut us off here in a minute, so I just want to say thanks to everybody for listening tonight, and for those who have called in. Thanks so much for being a part of Psychic Tapestry, and apologies to those who are on the line that we couldn't get to. We'll be back in 2 weeks, and if you can't wait, go to psychictapestry.com and click on our teachers and healers, and you can book a reading that way, and it'll be sooner than 2 weeks. Otherwise, we will see you 2 weeks from tonight. Toni, thanks so much for being part of this and for giving up part of your Tuesday once again. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
I do too. Thanks so much, everybody. Take care of yourselves, and remember to tell those close to you that you love them. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.